illegal searches. And then what about Toronto?
Toronto.
Yeah.
He did have January 6th charges, and he was there all along. For some reason, they did not see fit to arrest him, and he went to the back of John Podesta's house. He was doing a live stream, as someone alerted me to that, and I went and I looked at it. And he was just trying to say, what were they doing in there? Let me see if I can take a live stream of it. He was on public property. He wasn't threatening anyone. He was not trying to break into anything. But because of that live stream, we said, okay, this is the Obama's neighborhood. And I'm in the back of John Podesta's house, and let's see what they're doing in there. He wasn't trespassing anywhere, but apparently someone called it in as a threat. And the police came, and he wasn't doing anything illegal. He should not have been arrested. It was on public property. He made no threat to anyone. Based on that probable cause, they broke into his van, his office. That was also his living space while he was in DC. His home is outside of DC. He uses a van to live in, to do podcasts from, so basically that is his home. And so whatever it is that got the authorities to break into his van, that's illegal search and seizure, because there was no probable cause. He wasn't doing anything illegal.
He was definitely on.
He was on public
like
ground.
A road.
He might be kind of lurking in the woods, but that's not a crime. To lurk in the woods to see if you can see something is not a crime, as long as you're on public property that's posted as that and has no trespassing sign. And so when they got into his van, I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, and I don't really necessarily believe every allegation of the government, but it was alleged that they found guns and ammunition. Now, I don't know. So he wasn't using it. It was inside of his vehicle. He did not have that with him. The vehicle is his home. And there was no probable cause to search it. He might have stored it properly. I don't know the exact law of whether it was legal or not to have guns and ammos and how it was stored. I imagine that he's a careful person. He's a vet, and he knows how to handle firearms. So I would expect that it was properly stored and secured, and that ammunition would be where it needs to be, and guns are where it needs to be, and those are his guns. He has a right to own them. There's a question of whether he's allowed to be toting it around like that in that particular manner, which I don't know the details of, within Washington, D.C. And I'm not sure that he was even in Washington, D.C., so we need to look into it. But regardless of any of those details, they had no right to search his vehicle. There was no probable cause. And so whatever they found is poison. It's fruit of the poison tree. They had no rights. The authorities had no rights to search him. So
how did they connect it with J6?
Well, he had arrest warrants out for J6.
Oh.
And when they found him, they decided, okay, somehow you are a threat and you need to be arrested. But he was at the Freedom Corner a lot of nights. They could have arrested any time. He was streaming all over the city. It's not like they don't know where he was. And so
looking for an excuse.
Yeah, so for them to arrest him finally because he was quote unquote lurking. I don't view him. I viewed it as kind of unique, but it's not unlawful to go walking in the wood with your video to see something about Pizzagate and John Podesta, you know. And to me, he was dreaming. He was talking to people, and it's on the record. It's not like he
Yeah,
was.
not trying to hide. He
Yeah,
was
he's not trying to
moving around.
hide. He's not trying to hurt anybody. He has no weapons on him. Whether you think it's good or bad or weird, it's not illegal. So there was no probable cause. And for them to go and search his vehicle, that causes the fruit of the poison tree. They messed up. If they suspect he had some illegal thing in his van, then get a search warrant for that.
Right.
And so I'm not advocating breaking any laws, but I would expect the authorities to follow the letter of the law so that we're all protected from their tyranny.